Hey there, Boots Owen here. If you've been following this channel for a while now, you'll know I have a damp coal hole, this area in the front of my cellar. The step used to leak, it's much better than it was. I dug a hole last summer. Well, 5 years ago I dug this hole. In winter it used to kind of fill with water and I would pump it out, depending on the weather. But it would always have a little bit at the bottom, so that's about 18 inches deep. Or maybe 16 inches below the floor level in the cellar, but it would rise up to basically the bottom of the bricks, which are all there is on the cellar floor. Last summer I dug this hole here, which is about 5 foot deep roughly. I've put a pump at the bottom, I've got a bucket, then a dustbin, then a ring. I've got a pump at the bottom. It has a float switch, but the way it's set up, it won't turn itself off, and I would have to get in there or lift it up and make a tether or something. So instead of that, I just did something completely different, and I've made a different float switch, which is this fellow here, this float, on this piece of stainless steel welding wire. Originally the switch was this long, and so the idea is that it floats up, hits the top stop, which is now this stop here, this kink. That latches it on, and it stays on because there's a little magnet in there until the weight of the float bob pulls it back down again. I've attached that to a piece of wood. I'll put it into position and we'll see if it works. Yeah. So I've got it kind of installed. Let's turn on this lamp as well. My issue is that it depends on where it's sitting, but that the float will really need to pull directly downwards to turn it off. And if it hangs up on anything, it won't do that. One option is to put it into a piece of into a piece of like 4-inch plastic tubing, and it would just slide up and down within. That might work. If this doesn't, it just have like saw teeth cuts at the bottom so that the water can get in and out. I could do that. What I'm gonna try to do is to maneuver the pump and this black pipe here like around to one side. So if I maneuver this around somehow and then get the cables out of the way, I might have a bit of space to play with on this side, and I'll test it, because really all I'm interested in is that it goes off. If it comes on, I can always override it and turn it on myself. It's the getting it to turn off again is the issue. It's quite long. It seems to have a tendency to be over to the side. Right, I'm going to fiddle at it for a bit, I suppose, and come back when I've done that. So there we are. It seems to have a tendency to lean to one side or the other. So what I'm going to do is activate the pump. It'll drop down, and we'll see if it stops, I guess, and then I'll just have to monitor it over a few days. So it's plugged in and live. Me turning this up here, just pulling this thing up, should activate it. Now, why hasn't it? Weird. There's a lot of cable on it. Is this float switch up? That might be the issue. This one hasn't activated. Bugger. It's all slippy. I'll be going down here after all. I don't know. Let's see if that works. Yeah. So now, oh, that was it cutting off there. So if I put it up again. So this shutting off, there's a bit of backflow there. Just try it again. It does seem to be happy enough with that. So that blue switch then needs to stay in the on position, the blue float switch, and that's the most critical issue at the moment. I need to find some way to grab it and hold it up or something. I don't know. Like, it's on now. I'd like to wedge it in behind something actually and just have it on permanently. I'll faff around with it and see what I can do. Try it one more time. In the short term, I'm not particularly worried about this because if the switch floats up and it turns off, it doesn't really matter because I'm checking it every day anyway. So I need to see now, will it turn on whenever the float gets up to the kink? I've got to wait for that. Probably won't see it happening. So it'll fill to about 6 inches above the shelf level down there. Good enough, I suppose. Just have to keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it and see if it's working over the next few days. It's the blue switch now is the rebel. Yeah, if I could, I don't want to have to pull everything up to rearrange it. That's my issue. I don't want to have to get in there at all. I'm complaining about it. It'll take me 2 minutes to do, but. So I've just got it cable tied with one cable tie onto the cable. Sounds like a good use of a cable tie. And then this should give me a bit of space here to play with for the float end, floating bit. I don't know. It seems happy enough down there. I've got a hose reattached, so let's try and flip this back in with one hand. Very springy wire. I would have preferred something stouter, but you need very little weight on it is the problem. Might just do it like that. Way to anchor it somehow. Well, it might be flexible enough that when it wants to fall, it just falls. So that's where I thought it would be, wedged in between the bricks. So in fact, I'm going to leave it like that. So it's this way here. It's a bit. I cut the wood to wedge in between the bricks. So now it should come on. And that's it, it's off straight away because there isn't much water in it. So I'll come back. It might have pumped out by tonight. Well, I'll keep checking in maybe, and hopefully I'll see it happen. I doubt it. We'll keep an eye on it. It's the next morning and the electric meter is reading 0. So let me see what I can see down there. It's on. I can't really see. Can you see it? It's just about on the limiter there, so it's about to rise up. I better just let it happen by itself. I'll wait and try and listen for it. So it's about an hour later and I missed it, but it's gone down and it's not got hung up. It is over by the pump, but the pump looks like it's moved as well, so it probably jumped whenever it came on. Let's go in and look at the electric meter, see how much electricity it used. So over on the plug, there's not much to tell you there. It has used effectively nothing. I wonder if I scroll through it, energy. That's what's going on in the house at the moment. Energy overload. 0.003 kilowatt hours is what it has used. So a fraction, 3 watt hours, which is basically nothing to pump that water out. You know, you can imagine lifting it up in a bucket and hauling it out, but see how efficient that pump is compared to that. So it's working. And it's a success. Now I just need to monitor it for a while. So it's been a few days, I would say 2 sleeps. So 2 days ago I probably made that thing. It's got 7 kilowatt hours, so I would say it's pumped out the first time where we saw it got up to 3 and probably once more. So let's go back and look at the pump. I think it's nearly full. So I haven't lifted this off in a few days. Let's put the lamp down and you can see maybe, yep, there's the float switch. And what I'm going to do, it's probably got a centimetre to go up to that zigzag, so I'm going to trip it by hand. So that's it latched. Just want to see how it works and how it goes. Let's try to get it a bit closer. Will that work? Maybe. So it's down on the lip, just above the pump. Floats. It pumps out quite quickly. Now I was worrying it was going to get caught on top of that pump, but it seems to sway around a bit, the float. And then it should trip down. That's it. There's a little bit of a splash there. It could almost stand being a bit lower. It could probably go down a bit lower, but it kind of doesn't matter because from the minute you stop it, it starts filling again. So you just want to have it low enough. Let's go back and check the meter again. So 0.010 of a kilowatt hour. That's what I would expect. It's 0.3 times 3 roughly. Happy enough. I'm happy enough with that now. It seems to be doing okay. So I don't think I can do much more with this now, unless I dig the hole differently or something. Water's going to keep filling into that. That's a given. So the question is, how do I waterproof the floor of the cellar? I'm thinking of taking up all these bricks and putting a bit of insulation and a bit of plastic and maybe patio slabs on top, because it's always going to be, from as far as I'm concerned, a dirty cellar. And if I do ever try to reline it or something like that, it would be easier to lift patio flags that are unbonded than, you know, a poured concrete floor or something like that. So patio flags might be the answer, and just have the floor, like at the moment from where my toes are here over to that water, it's probably an inch or 2 inches of a rise. So if I make it level or falling towards the hole, it would make more sense. So if it ever did flood, even if, you know, a pipe leaked or something, it would drain towards there and I'd be happy with it. And then maybe fill in that little white bucket there, because it doesn't really serve any purpose. So for now, tell me what you think in the comments, if you've got any ideas to improve it or whatever. Tanking cellars is one thing, and I don't really want to do tanking. You could tank it, but, you know, I don't want to. So there you go. Question or comments, leave below. Thanks for watching. See you later.